Hi, I'm JK
And I'm Megan.
from meganandjk.com, the place for people who want to raise a family and build a business from home. When we talk to people and tell them we run our own business, a lot of times we hear, wow, I could never do that. Or how'd you come up with the idea? Or there's nothing I'm good at. I'm not an expert in that. No one would ever pay me for anything. Or no one would ever pay me for that. Well, that's wrong. We're going to help you find the best idea ever.
There are lots of different ways that you can come up with a good, successful business idea, but today we're going to focus on your interests and what you like to do. So even if you're not super interested in starting a business right now, this would still be a really great exercise for you as a person to sit down and reflect on the things that you're good at and the things that you like to do. So we're going to walk you through this step by step. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. Step number 1, make a list of 5 things that you like to do. If you can't come up with 5 things that you like to do, or you're in a place, maybe you're a parent and you're like, I don't even know who I am anymore, then write down a list of 5 things that you used to like to do. So go ahead and do that right now. Pop into the comment section and tell us just one thing that you like to do. It can be anything. Don't worry about focusing on, is this going to be a good business idea or not right now? We're just focusing on you and your interests.
Step number 2 is to ask or text 3 or 4 people in your life and ask them what they think you're skilled at or what they admire your skill set in. A lot of times, getting an outside influence or an outsider's perspective can enlighten us to things that we didn't think were a big deal at all.
If you feel weird about this, just say, hey, I watched a video on YouTube, or I watched a video and I'm trying to figure out maybe a side business idea. You can explain it if you need to, but most of these people won't really care. Also, if you have kids who are old enough to understand this, kids can communicate truth pretty well. So you can say, hey, what is mommy good at? What is daddy good at? Ask them, ask your spouse, ask friends and family members.
Unless they say drinking wine and napping.
Step number 3 is to make a list of 5 things that you think might be interesting to do. You don't necessarily have to be an expert in it. A lot of people think that you can't start a business unless you have this huge expertise, knowledge base, degree, but that's really not the case. For example, let's say you thought, I think cooking would be really great to learn, or I could help people cook, but I'm not a professional chef. Well, there are some cases where being a professional chef is not going to be great for a business. Like if you want to teach kids how to cook, they don't necessarily need to know how to make creme brulee, but if you can teach them how to make yogurt with granola on top, that would be an awesome business idea.
Or with our business, we started our business and we're not official experts according to our degrees and graphic design. My degree's in marketing, so it's kind of relevant, but not in web design. We're both self-taught, and we've been able to run our business for 7 or 8 years now.
Someone who does this really well is a woman named Flora, and she came up with this technique called Brave Intuitive Painting, and it's basically just expressing yourself through painting and abstract painting. So she's not into very intense Renaissance painting techniques, but because she's not doing some of these advanced techniques, she really helps people who are unsure about their own skills, their own emotions even, to kind of break through. So again, just come up with a list of 5 things that you think would be really fun to do, to learn how to do, or to teach someone else how to do. You don't have to be an expert in this area.
If you're solving a pain or a problem for someone, people don't care what your credentials are.
And it doesn't really matter if you have a degree, if you can actually relate to people and help them.
By now you should have 8 to 10 ideas.
And if you have more, that's great.
So the next step is to start evaluating them. Go ahead and put a check mark next to any of them that you think people would want help with.
Go down into the comment section real quick and write what one of the things that you had a check mark next to is.
The second step is to put a star next to anything that you think people would be willing to pay for.
Okay, the idea now is to find the cross section between your check marks and your stars. The things that people would actually want help with, and then the things that people would be willing to pay for. When you have one that has both, that is a profitable business idea for you. Do you have anything on your list that has both? Go down and tell us in the comment section. Now, what if you go through your entire list and you don't have anything with check marks and a star? That's okay.
The next step would then be to repeat this process maybe 2 more times, but on 2 separate days from the first time you did it. That way your brain can kind of reset and you might be in a different mood and come up with different ideas on different days.
You can also text different people to get more ideas that way. Now remember, if you decide to go and repeat this exercise, don't go through thinking about what would be something where I can make a lot of money or what's a way that I could start a business. Don't worry about that. Just focus on you, what you like to do, what you're good at, or what you think would be fun.
We really hope this has been helpful in getting you to the first step of starting your own business or side gig.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you know who is gifted or talented in some way. It would help them out if you tell them too, hey, I think you're really good at working with children, or I love your cooking, or you're really awesome at taking pictures. Then head on over to meganandjk.com.
We have tons of free resources for you on starting a business and raising a family, all of which are free and super awesome.
If you subscribe to our newsletter, you can get videos like this every single Wednesday. All right, take care.